Well, the rising cost of caring for a pet, like the food and the vet bills, is forcing more and more pet owners to surrender animals that they just can't afford to care for. Chicago Animal Care and Control took in just under 18,000 animals in 2025, which is about a 17% increase over the year prior. Nearly 6,000 of those were surrendered directly by their owners. And it comes as the cost to care for pets has increased by 10% over the last year, according to Pet City and dog walking app Rover. To talk more about this concerning problem and also the resources available to those who are struggling is Savannah Hine-Seely, Assistant Director of Community Outreach and Veterinary Social Worker at Paws Chicago. Thanks for joining us. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you.
So first, can you just share more about what Paws Chicago is seeing when it comes to the increasing amount of pet owners who are turning over their pets?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am at Chicago Animal Care and Control 4 to 5 days a week, meeting with owners who are surrendering their pets. And we are seeing it be more and more often due to housing and veterinary care costs.
And if someone does come in and they say, I just cannot afford to care for my pet, what's the process for pet relinquishment? Does a pet owner need to meet certain requirements?
To relinquish their pet at CACC, there are no requirements. Chicago Animal Care and Control is an open admission shelter, which means that they will accept any owner surrender that comes to their door. And that's really important because not everyone has the option to keep their pet when things turn into a crisis. And so they come to CACC to surrender, and oftentimes myself or one of our veterinary social work interns at Paws Chicago are there to meet with them. And we ask them what brings them here, if they could keep their pet, would they? And if so, what barriers are they facing? And depending on that answer, I can get them connected to pet food, access to resources on pet inclusive housing, veterinary care, and especially spay and neuter. Spay and neuter is one of the things that a lot of landlords require, but can often be expensive. And so we are able to provide that at low or no cost.
Yeah, that's a great question when you ask them, what are the barriers that you face and how can we help? I want to talk about the resources more in just a moment. But first, you said that about 50 new animals are arriving at Chicago Animal Care and Control Shelter every single day. And I imagine that's putting some strain on your team and the facility there.
Yeah, absolutely. So in animal welfare, I say people work there because they are animal people, not always people. And so having veterinary social workers here allows that people side of the crisis to be supported as well. So rather than animal care and control staff having to deal with the whole picture, we come up alongside them to really help understand what is going on. And that brings the stress down a lot, as well as helping out with grief support and end-of-life care. CACC is one of the only places where you can access low or no cost euthanasia services, and a private euthanasia can cost between $200 and $800 sometimes. And so my team is there providing ink pad paw prints for clippings, a stone heart, just to provide a little bit of grief support both for the pet parent as well as the staff at CACC.
All right, and lastly, and we're running out of time here, but we know that pet owners sometimes are carrying upwards of $2,000 in debt related to their pet costs. That was according to a study by MetLife. What is your message to someone watching who is struggling with caring for their pet right now?
Yeah, there are always options, and it's just finding the right door to get to that service, whether that be Paws Chicago, whether that be one of the many other animal welfare organizations in the community, as well as our neighbors. Oftentimes we feel like we have to pay for every service, but asking our neighbors to help out is one of the ways that we can soften some of these rising costs.
Savannah, I really appreciate you joining us here on the show to share more about this, growing issue that we're seeing. So thank you for joining us. We do want to note that we put a list of resources like low-cost care options, pet food banks, vaccine clinics, all on our website, cbschicago.com. So thanks to Paws Chicago. Thanks to Savannah for joining us. We'll be right back.